The Little Mermaid. In the book version of Not Your Mother's Goose, remember you should definitely pick up a copy, or 10, The Little Mermaid appears in the Stories You Don't Remember section we've been visiting here occasionally on the show. Now that probably seems a little odd, since this is a fairly mainstream, well-known plot at this point. Except in terms of the real version of that plot, it's not. You likely know the main points of The Little Mermaid, once again thanks to your friend Walter Disney. We've basically got a mermaid who wants to become a human because she's got the hots for Mr. Prince up on the land. Regrettably, though, she fails the human citizenship test when she's unable to name at least 3 members of the cast of Baywatch. And the lack of lower appendages might have been a problem, too. Instead, she goes on Craigslist and finds herself a betentacled sea witch who offers to turn her into a human for today's low price of her voice. The witch also adds the condition that the mermaid will need to get the prince to fall in love with her if she wants to complete the transformation into a human. Armed with a set of feet, but no vocal cords, the mermaid heads ashore to tackle the task of silently wooing his studliness. And somehow this almost works, at least until the prince gets tired of playing charades on every date. Eventually, though, the prince falls for another woman that actually talks occasionally, and who may or may not be the sea witch using the mermaid's stolen voice. Things are not going so hot for our mermaid. Now here's where you need to check your notes. If you prefer the Disney version, a singing crab, a fish, and a moron seagull come to the rescue just in time to prevent the prince from marrying the sea witch. The mermaid gets her voice back, marries the prince herself, and they live happily ever after. But it turns out that old Walt used about a full gallon of Mr. Clean to spruce up the real story. If you check out Hans Christian Andersen's original, the prince goes through with the original wedding, and the mermaid just dies and dissolves into sea foam. So that's a great story, Hans. Really uplifting. The only thing I can think of is maybe the mermaid got made into one of those cans of Dow scrubbing bubbles so her remains could be kept in a cupboard under the sink. And while we're on the subject of stories you don't remember, let's throw in the town mouse and the country mouse. This is the story where the highfalutin town mouse goes to visit his country cousin and declares everything out in the country to be dull as hell. He then invites the country mouse to come see him in the big city so he can show off. The country mouse arrives, and they promptly get chased by a big dog. The country mouse decides that the city sucks. This is the most boring fairy tale ever.